Am I on? What's up, everybody? Mr. Chris here, and it's time for our annual, I guess weekly. Technically, Facebook Live. And so today we had a topic that was requested, and that is, Steph.
First aid.
First aid, everybody. First aid. This is going to be a good topic. The problem with first aid, though, is it's a huge topic. So in doing research for this thing, there's basically a million bazillion fulfillion topics with first aid. So first aid is not an exact science, neither is math, my strong point. So we decided on a few topics that we're going to kind of go through and cover. I'm going to show you guys some first aid must-haves that you have to have in your home, that you have to have when you leave on a trip. And then, yeah, we're going to talk about lots of different things. So thank you guys for joining in. If you guys like this information, if you guys like what you are, what we are doing for y'all, please share it and tell a friend, because you guys are why we're here, okay? All right. Oh, first thing, let's do some housekeeping. So I realized when I do these talks, I have to have something in my hand. And someone told me that this pen drove them crazy, so I'm gonna use this pen again. Topics. I think it was Shannon, I think. Anyway, we had a topic last week about sore throats, and there was a question that was posted under the video, and it said, Mr. Chris, basically the question was, when will my kids be kind of over this sore throat thing, okay? That is a pretty big question, but I'm going to try and tackle it really quickly here. There are lots of different reasons for a sore throat that we went over last week. If you want to know more about sore throats and causes of that, you can go back in the videos and watch that thing in its entirety. I think it's like 30 minutes. But the short story is some people are carriers for certain diseases. And so if they're like that, then they won't necessarily get sick all the time from it. Other kids, especially younger kids, we see this all the time. Younger kids, when they're putting everything in their mouth all the time, they tend to get sick a lot more. What we see as a general trend, okay, and I'm not saying this is going to be your kid, but as we sorry. What we see as a general trend is as kids get older and as they learn hand hygiene and basic kind of sanitation stuff, they tend to get a little bit better with that after the earlier grades. Now, if it is a perpetual problem, so like if kids are just continually getting sick and sick and sick, we will refer them to ear, nose, and throat, and then they will do tonsillectomy or adenoidectomy, where they'll take out the adenoids and the tonsils. So thank you for that question. If you guys have any other questions about really any topic, just give us a shout, give us a heads up, and I'll do my best to answer it. I know that was kind of a very vague answer, but every kid is different, frankly. But again, what we see normally is as they get older, they'll tend to grow out of those. And so normally like 6, 7, 8, okay, some kids will get it once a year. But anyway, I hope that helps a little bit. So before we get started, I do have good news for y'all. Today, I'm going to give away something free for everyone that comments. So everyone that comments on the video, I'm going to give away something free for you. And I think it's really cool. You may think it's nerdy, but I like it. So if you like this video, comment, we'll give you away something free, okay? So, real quick, Steph, we have to do our giveaway.
Okay.
We have to do our giveaway. All right. Last night, my family and I went to see this movie, The Lion King, and it was awesome. I enjoyed it. But in here, we have all of the people that shared last week's video. And so this is for the giveaway, the Hunter in a Bottle. All right? Let's see. I'm nervous. Steph, are you nervous?
Oh, yes.
I'm nervous. Okay, here we go. I'm going to shake it up.
Okay.
And I'm not going to look. I'm going to reach in.
Don't look.
My hand is too big. The winner is... It's probably... Stephanie Allen! You win! Woo! Congratulations, y'all. You shared the video, you were in the drawing, and so you guys win this. So we just send me a message or whatever, let me know I can save it till the next time y'all come in, or I can mail it to y'all, or whatever. So, congratulations. I hope your husband and y'all deserve this. Y'all are awesome. So, there you go. Free giveaways, y'all. All right. I can't break this coffee mug. It's really important. It's not my coffee mug. Okay. All right, guys. So, going into the topic of first aid now, this is going to be, again, another big topic, but there are some things that every parent should have, okay? And I'm going to miss some things, all right? Just kind of bear with me on some of that. But the first thing is, what do we do as far as first aid when new parents come in, okay? Every new parent will get one of these posters, okay? Every new parent will get one of these posters. And basically, it goes through all of the really kind of just the minor things, the general stuff, insect stings, eye injuries, fractures, poisons, okay? But here's the one thing that everybody, and I mean everybody, should have in their home, on their fridge, you know, wrapped around their finger, whatever, is the number for poison control. It's right down here somewhere. You see it, Steph?
Mm-hmm.
You want to zoom in? Is it in there?
It is.
Is it backwards?
Nope.
Let me see if I can remember it. 1-800. Am I right?
Yes, good guess.
It's 1-800-222-1222. Is that right?
Yes.
Woo! So, it's so important. I memorized it. I'm just kidding. I looked on this, but that is an easy number to memorize. So, everyone should have that number. I'll tell you a quick story about one of my children. I'm not going to name which one it is, but my wife and I went outside, and this kid was literally gnawing on a poisonous plant on the berries, like, and I'm like, dude, like, what do we do? So we called poison control. Thankfully, they said that, you know, she would have to eat a whole bushel of these things, and so she was okay. But bottom line is, you know, you've got stuff under the sink at the house, you've got all kinds of substances. Make sure you have poison control. 1-800-222-1222. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Oh, it's free to call. It's free to call poison control. It's also anonymous, isn't it?
I think so.
I can't remember. The bottom line is, I don't think poison control is going to be like, you know, freaking out on you. They didn't, at least on us. And they're like, hey, Chris, aren't you like in healthcare and your kid's chewing on poisonous berries? Yes. Okay, there we go. So, I think this topic was originally... Oh, what do we got?
I was just going to let you read the comments.
Oh, thanks. Let's see. Oh, hey, Megan. Oh, the barter said I need a rash topic. I do, and I'm going to do that soon. Thanks, Shannon. Happy Friday. Okay. Hey, Megs. I'm trying not to drop your phone.
It's okay.
Okay. So, this topic, I think, was brought to us by, let's see, who was it? I can't remember. So, but basically the idea was, what do we need in a first aid kit, and what's so important about these? This is my personal first aid kit. Steph, if you'll look right over there, that's what I call my go bag, okay? And this has, like, just a bunch of stuff in here. It has, can't see everything.
Okay.
You can see some stuff there. This is my like #survivalist prep gear. Look at this. I got tape stuck to this thing. All right. And I'll kind of walk you through some of this stuff real quick. Shout out to my kids for getting me this sweet army bag for Christmas. All right. So in this, basically, just don't forget the basics when you're looking at first aid kits. Band-aids, gauze things. I brought some of the stuff that we use here in the office. This is just rolled gauze. This is awesome for what we call injuries around limbs and things like that. So you want to have these. Popsicle sticks. I'm going to show you one of the cool things we can do with these in just a minute. These are awesome. These are called steri strips. And basically they're kind of like pseudo stitches, really. So if you have a big gash, I'm going to show you. You want to demonstrate these, Steph? So let's pretend like that's a big gash right there. And it's open. Let's just do that. There we go. Big open gash on my hand. Okay? the way that you use these anyway properly is, I hope I can open these. Sorry, office. Okay, oh, here we go. This right here, you can buy this separately, but it's called tincture of benzoin or compound benzoin tincture, okay? It may not look like this in this little ampule, but basically what you want to do, this is kind of like glue for this cut. So let's pretend like that's a bad cut, okay? And again, you've got your first aid kit. Clean that wound up really well. And so I'm just gonna pop this just like that and put some of the glue right there. I'll put some of the glue over there. All right, both sides of the cut there. All right. So the first thing I do is I look at the wound and I say, all right, with this wound right here, I want to kind of divide it in half first. So obviously you wouldn't do this on a real wound, but I would divide it in half. Oh, it's kind of in half, maybe right there. And then do divide that in half and divide that in half, and then make a decision from there. So I hold up these steri strips just like this, and I would cut them again with like some clean scissors. Okay. And then these right here, they have this cool thing where on the sides you'll bend it down and you pull it out, and then that's how you can kind of grab them. So I would take one, obviously if I've washed my hands, but I would take one and like for this cut, I would probably start on this side and bring it closer. So start from the outside and bring it in, but this is this hand. So I would kind of do that, and then you cinch it down on the glue stuff. You pull it tight. Oh, pulled too tight, didn't I? But you pull it until it closes, and then you put it down. So that's the middle of the cut, and you can even see how it's moved in. So that part, and then I'll close that up, and then I would do this part, kind of close that in, just like that. And then I would make a decision, you know, if this is still gapped or whatever, you know, I would kind of go from there. But this is really good. You can also use it like if you're super hardcore, like if you can't breathe at night. I'm just joking. Well, I guess it might work in theory if you pull those nostrils up. Okay, my wife gets onto me for snoring sometimes. So that's how you use steri strips. All right, these, in my opinion, these are a must-have for any home with kids because they're always getting cut. I can't do this. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Oh dear. Here it is.
Do you want me to rip it?
Got it. Anyway, in my opinion, steri strips are a must-have kind of thing, okay? The other thing that's a must-have, and y'all, only reason I'm saying this is because I don't think that this kit came with these, okay? So this is like, we're gonna go through it in a second, but basically you need to have these if you're in a home with kids. The other thing that you need to have in a home with kids are these right here, and I'll show you this. This is what we call, the brand is like Telfa or Nonstick Pads. Okay, so if this cut, like if I put these on here, okay, and I wanted to put like some Neosporin or something, I could put it on this pad and then wrap my hand up just like that and wrap it up, and it wouldn't stick to the wound. Again, it's a non-stick pad. They're not very absorbent, but they're really good for any kind of wound that you've got going on. You want to get the non-stick pads. So far, you know, you've got steri strips, you've got the tincture of benzoin or compound benzoin tincture, and then the non-stick pads, okay? Let's go through this real quick. Oh man, what time is it? Gosh, these things go so fast. Y'all, I want y'all to know real quick that when we put these things like these Facebook Lives together, frankly, we do a lot of work kind of behind the scenes, and so when we're doing these things, I really hope that it's beneficial for you guys. I hope that you guys can kind of, you know, basically like see what's going on, and I just hope it's educational for you. So again, we're doing it just because we love you guys. It makes for a very long day on Friday, but we do it because we love y'all. So first things first, this right here, if you've never seen one, it's called CPR Shield. Okay, CPR Shield. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation device. Now, I'm not going to get too much into doing CPR, but just know that a lot of these first aid kits come with this now. Okay, put it down. There you go. Actually, this is like... There you go. Hope he doesn't have to do CPR on me. Okay, there we go. Triangular bandage with safety pins. Most people don't know how these work, but if you've seen any movie from the 80s and they've got that, well, I'll just show you real quick. I'm gonna have to get a new kit. Let's see. Awesome. So what I would do is I would take this thing like this right here, all right, and I'd kind of take it like this right here, all right, like a little bit of this, kind of fold this in like this, all right, and then I'd put somebody's arm kind of like this, okay. Oh dear, I don't know how I'm gonna do this on myself. Basically, it's supposed to be like. Hey, can we order a dummy for the office so I can do this stuff?
Sure.
Anyway. Oh, I got an idea. Let's pretend like I'm in the woods by myself. Dear, this episode is epic. Okay. So I grabbed the two ends of the triangle, put it together. I'm just gonna do this real quick. If I was really hurt in the woods, I'd be crying, but do a little bit of this action, all right? Put it kind of like that, all right? And then just kind of stick my head through there. Boom, just like that. Okay, these are for shoulder injuries. You want your arm to be in what we call a neutral position. I hope Brent Davis isn't watching this because this probably isn't right, but that's what I would do if my shoulder was totally jacked up, okay? But that's a basic triangle bandage, or a triangle support, I guess. The rest of the stuff that's in here is like just regular Band-Aids, things like that. Now, I don't think we have time to go through this. This is just real quick. This is just a little survival thing that I carry with me. It's got like a Mylar blanket. We've got a flashlight. These are towels that, like this is one towel. Put it in water and it turns into a towel. Water filtration stuff matches paracord. Anyway, not that this is like super applicable to peds, but it's just something I carry with me. Now, so there's that. Oh, essential medicines. So if you guys are going on a trip, okay, the things that I would definitely bring with you would be Tylenol. Okay, again, my little first aid kit did not have this. So Tylenol, Motrin or ibuprofen if your kid is over 6 months old, and Benadryl. Okay, those are the three things that we never leave home without. We also never leave home without Tums, but that's for the older people, not for the kiddos. So there's that, and those are really just the main medicines. Now, this will be the last thing, and then we're going to talk about giveaways and things like that. So I want to talk about burns. Okay, so burns. Can you see that stuff? Mm-hmm. So the way that we characterize burns in pediatrics specifically is we will talk about how large the area is. So if you can see this little guy, the idea is it's called the rule of nines, okay? And so you've got 9, 18 on the front, 18 on the back. That's like 15. But anyway, so 9, and then 18 on the head. This is for like a bigger child. But with babies, we go by rules of 9. And we classify them by how deep the burn goes, okay? So if you can see this is a first-degree burn. Everybody's seen this. Sunburn comes to my mind, okay? You see some of this, it's like partial, or it's going through just the top layer of skin, okay? This is a second-degree burn, and you know these because you've got the blisters. The blisters come up because it's all inflammation between the bottom layer of skin and then the top. Okay, doesn't necessarily get down towards the fat and things like that, but we've actually seen some sunburns that were second-degree burns too. Okay, be careful if your kids are out playing on hot pavement with no shoes on, especially in the middle of the summer, because they'll get blisters on their feet. Okay, the last thing, y'all, is this: a third-degree burns, full thickness burn, where basically you can see in there, you can see in some of the underlying structures of the skin. Okay, that is not good. on third-degree burns. You would know a third-degree burn. Okay, you would definitely know it. Now, here's some basic first aid for burns here. Okay, first-degree burns. Here's what I want you guys to see. Okay, for first-degree burns. Well, really, any burn. What you want to do is run that thing under cold water. Okay, you're wanting to stop the burning. I know there are lots of people that are like, put mustard on there and put mayonnaise on there and put tobacco on there and whatever people put on burns. But the bottom line is, if you put anything that's gonna basically keep the heat in, all you're doing really is just cooking the skin deeper. Okay, so you want to rinse it off in cold water to get the burning to stop. Okay. The next biggest thing is just keep it clean. Oh, let's read this. It says some don'ts. Don't put the victim in a cold ice water bath. The reason why is because when you burn your skin, you lose the ability to regulate heat. Okay, so if they're I guess this is like for really, really bad burns. Okay, don't put them in ice water. Okay, don't try and remove anything that is firmly stuck. Okay, don't try and move anything that's firmly stuck. So if they've got clothing that's burned into their skin, if you try and pull that clothing off, it's just going to rip their skin and everything with it. So anyway, please be careful with burns. So, the Barders are talking about their kids with burns on the feet. That's exactly right. Shannon, my twins love you guys. Thank you, Shannon. We love y'all. We love you guys. We got Liz. We got Julie. We've got, we already said hey to Megan Lowe. I would love a water safety video. Oh, Shannon, I bet you could do a water safety video. You would be like a good candidate. She's a swimmer, isn't she?
She's a runner. I don't know about swimming, but she runs.
Were me and you talking about swimming? I can't remember. I think we were talking about swimming. But a water safety video is very important. I bet we could go off site and do one like at the lake, where somebody pushes me in the lake. Okay, that would be awesome. Okay, so that's just a little bit about burns, guys. So the last thing is, si tú hablas español, tenemos este papeles en español también, y yo pienso que tenemos el número de Poison Control aquí también. So, si tú tienes preguntas con este, por favor, llámame, okay? So, the last thing, guys, is some freebies, all right? So, there are two apps that I really, really like, okay? And the first one is called the American Red Cross First Aid app, okay? And it basically will walk you through everything with first aid, from burns to poison to seizures and CPR. The American Red Cross app, you can find it just in the App Store. It'll walk you through all of that stuff, okay? The next one that is a really good app for us here in the office, if you use it, okay? It's called Kinsa. I guess that's spelled Kinsa. Is that spelled Kinsa? Kinsa. Let me see real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Shannon said she does triathlons, and you did talk about it.
Oh, I thought that was you. Okay. Ooh, you were so brave. Steph, I think I'm gonna train for a triathlon.
Okay.
All right. So y'all, if you'll just point the thing over here, so you can see this. It says Kinsa, Kinsa. It says learn why patients and pediatricians love. Not the smart thermometer. Whatever. So the app, basically what it is that it's more or less a tracking app. So let's pretend like, I'll use one of my girls as an example. Let's pretend like, I better not use one of my girls because the other two would be jealous. Let's pretend like Steph is sick, okay? And I wanted to log when she was sick. You would go into the Kinsa app and you can set up your family. So you can set up their name, their age, what they're allergic to, just their demographics on there. And then you would go and click on that patient or that child. I guess today we're doing Steph. And you would say, okay, well, last night she kind of got a fever out of nowhere. So I'm going to put last night at 9:08 p.m. Steph had a fever of 103.3, and we gave her 5 mLs of Tylenol. Okay, and it's all right there. Okay, and then the next morning, at some time she started throwing up. So I'm going to put she vomited at this time. And then an hour later she had diarrhea. So I'm going to put diarrhea there. And it's a really good way to just kind of log all the symptoms and keep everything just really super simple and clean. Because we have patients that come in sometimes and you're like, okay, well, when did this start? I can't really remember. Okay. And that's okay if you don't remember. That's fine. And we'll help and we'll figure it out. But it is super beneficial from a diagnostic standpoint, or it makes it easier to diagnose an illness if we have information that is, I guess, well remembered. There you go. All right. So guys, that's it. Okay, that's it. Now, big thanks to everybody that commented. I think what I'm going to do, guys, is, what should we do? I wonder if we should how should I do this giveaway thing?
Share your page again?
I think what I'm going to do, y'all, is if you just look in the comments, I'm going to put, it'll probably be just from my personal Facebook page, I'm going to put a link for a free book. Okay, it's a link for a free book. It's a PDF. Basically, it's a first aid for emergency medicine book. There are a lot of things in there that are not super applicable to parents. However, there's a lot of sections in there that are. It talks to everything from like wilderness first aid to burns to accidents to procedures to literally almost everything. Okay. And so I found this online and I thought, man, that's a really cool book. Again, it probably gets nerdy at times, but I figured, hey, if these parents can get this book and if they have any questions, then they can just put, find in the book, they can just find whatever, burn or cut or whatever, and it'll kind of help lead you to if y'all need to come here or the ER. So I'm going to put that I'm going to put that link in the comments, and then, yeah, I think that's it. All right. What's up, Drew? What's going on? Okay, guys, listen, if y'all have any questions, you can ask away under the comments. I'll get to those next week. And go and check out that book. You obviously don't have to keep it, and it's free, so not super big deal. But that's it. We are going to see patients in like 2 minutes. Woo! Oh, I forgot this. I'm going to show y'all this real quick. Steph, here we go. I'm going to show you guys what you can do if... I forgot. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to make a homemade splint. Okay, a homemade splint. So let's pretend like Steph, again, our problem child today, is walking and she fell on an outstretched hand and now she's having trouble moving her wrist, okay? A real quick tip for everybody is if there's an injury, especially in a pediatric patient, okay? If there's an injury, especially in a pediatric patient, even if they can move the extremity, all right? So like, let's say my hand got smashed in a door and I'm, a 2-year-old, okay? Even if that child is still able to move that does not mean that finger or that hand or whatever is not broken, okay? I've seen this a few times where kids will still be moving their thumb or their toe or whatever, and they're still moving it. And, we went ahead and made the decision, hey, let's just make sure everything's okay with an x-ray. And I'm very thankful that they did. I think one of them ended up in surgery 24 hours later, and the other one, I think is still recovering. So anyway, that's beside the point. If your kid gets hurt from a musculoskeletal or like a bone, from a bone standpoint, ultimately we don't really know if their hand or their foot or their finger or their toe is broken unless we x-ray it. So real quick, Steph's out in the woods and she falls, okay? I'm gonna show you guys how to make a homemade splint out of some popsicle sticks and one of these. This did not come in my first aid kit. I bought it. Ugh. So, Steph, let's try and get this thing settled so we can wrap you up here. I'll show you how to do it. A quick little figure eight here. How are we going to do this, Steph?
I don't know. You doing my hand?
Yeah. You want to can you put it over there?
I can see it.
You can see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. first things first. Okay, so Steph, which way is it? It's gonna hurt when you're going. I don't know. How about? Can you turn it over? Oh, she's hurt. All right, is that okay? Does that hurt?
Ouch.
So, so what we're gonna do is just take these popsicle sticks, and again, guys, this is like y'all are like backpacking or something, and you have like a little, a basic kind of first aid kit. Okay, what we're gonna do is kind of put those just like that. When y'all unroll these out of the package, don't just go slinging it around. It's actually wrapped like this for a reason, and I'll show you why. So the first thing we're gonna do is, this part's Velcro, and that's again for a reason. And so when you put this like this, it will kind of help hold itself in place. So what I'm gonna do is just make sure there's no big creases in here. Go around once and then twice. Then we're gonna try and bring it up around, okay? Just like that. Good. You want to finish it on the wrist if possible. Let's see if I have enough. No. So did y'all see that? I didn't have enough back here, so I'm just gonna do one more wrap around and then bring it around, and then that just sticks just like that, okay? All right, Steph, how does that feel in your wrist?
Much better.
Can you move it down?
No.
No, you can't. So the whole goal of the sticks there is to immobilize the wrist. So, okay, guys, listen, that was like a down and dirty first aid episode. We went from cuts to burns to CPR to bandages to, I'm tired, but we got to see patients. So, guys, thanks so much for joining in. I'll see you guys next week right here live on Facebook, 12:30. Send your kids to see us. We'll see y'all soon. Bye, guys.